The Black Friday discounts are here in GTA Online, and today on the show, we're going to be breaking down every single vehicle and business on offer, their stats, performance, weaponry, armor, overall utility, and how they actually help you make money here in the game. I'll be going through each one and telling you straight up whether it's worth buying or if you should just hold on to your cash. And look, yes, some of these pickups do offer way more long-term value than blowing your entire bank account on a giant mansion that you're most likely going to get bored of the day after the DLC drops, but at the same time, don't drain your bank account just because a vehicle looks cool and I said it's worth buying, right? The Mansions DLC is right around the corner, and you're going to want plenty of cash ready to deploy on day one so that you can grab the properties and the upgrades you actually want. You're the only one who knows your financial position in this game. I don't. I can only tell you what actually has real unique value here and what doesn't. So with that being said, let's get into it. Thank you so much for the support on my videos recently. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the vehicle and property reviews. Starting off, let's talk about the Yacht discount because we have various things going on. You can get 40% off every single super yacht in the game, whether it's the Orion super yacht, you can get the Pisces, as well as the Aquarius. Rockstar mentions on their newswire how if you're an owner of the Orion or the Pisces yacht, you can upgrade to the Aquarius for free, but the discounts officially on Rockstar's newswire are, you know, a 100% off upgrade to the Aquarius yacht if you already own the Pisces or the Orion, or if you're just getting into yachts in general, you can get 40% off. In addition to that, that includes all the upgrades, modifications with the yachts themselves, and in addition to that, when you own the yacht, you could play the Super Yacht Life missions, which are on 5 times money in RP this week, and they will be offering massive first-time money bonuses when you play through that storyline. So a yacht, honestly, for these prices, are definitely worth a pickup this week. Another absolutely massive discount is the Mammoth Avenger, including all of its upgrades and modifications for 70% off. So you can get the interior, gun turret, vehicle workshop, weapon workshop, operations terminal, and more. The Avenger is basically a flying MOC. It's super slow, heavy, insanely durable, outfitted with some of the strongest turret weapons in GTA Online. You have VTOL capabilities, autopilot, missile lock-on jammer, or stealth mode, multiple explosive cannon turrets. It's a complete nightmare for anyone trying to shoot this thing down. It can tank over 20 homing missiles, deploy countermeasures, and even carry vehicles in the cargo bay itself. One of the best support aircrafts for missions and PvP. It handles kind of like a brick, especially in VTOL, but the combination of armor, weapon variety, and overall its ability to hover while your crew melts targets makes the Avenger one of the most powerful team-based vehicles in all of GTA Online. You can also use the operations terminal to upgrade this and turn this vehicle into a business as well, and run 2 separate sets of missions to make money with this vehicle directly as well, which is super cool. Now, I already own it, but the Eclipse Boulevard garage is also 50% off this week. So right here on the map is the location for this garage. It's a 50-car garage that's spread across 5 floors. You have 10 cars per floor, and it's perfect for extra vehicle storage. It's worth it at full price, and so it's an absolute must-buy at 50% off as well this week. Now, getting into some of our business discounts, we do have the Garment Factory, which is 50% off this week. This is also great because this business is going to unlock the FIB files that you could play. There are 4 replayable mini heists that you can launch straight from your phone without visiting the property if you want. They pay about $200,000 per run, assuming you complete all of the bonus objectives, or $350,000 for the weekly priority file, which you can play once per week. Each file takes about 20 minutes to complete with a short cooldown, and they're one of the more better structured mission grinds outside of Cayo Perico and the Dr. Dre contract. You get a 10-car garage, the Terrorbyte upgrades like the missile lock-on jammer and master control terminal with Bureau Tech mods. You get small passive income from the wall safe. Overall, the Garment Factory is a great purchase at half price if you want fun, fast, heist-style missions with very, very consistent payouts. The priority file this week in particular as well is also paying out 4 times money as a bonus, so you're making $1,224,000 in less than 18 minutes on the fine art file. It's super cheese for money. Next up, all nightclubs are going to be 50% off, including their upgrades and modifications. You have so many different locations to choose from, but overall, the nightclub is one of the absolute best long-term money businesses in GTA Online, generating about $50,000 an hour or every single in-game day, every 48 minutes from popularity, plus $1 million plus sales from your underground nightclub warehouse every 18 to 20 gameplay hours or so. It only shines once you own several MC and CEO businesses, since the technicians passively source goods associated to businesses like the Bunker, the Coca-Cola Lockup, the Math Lab, Counterfeit Cash Factory, as well as CEO Cargo or your Hangar. But overall, you purchase a good nightclub with a central map location, a few technicians, you keep your popularity maxed out, the nightclub becomes a completely effortless moneymaker, requiring the most minimal upkeep, making it a top tier investment for solo players. And like I said, all the upgrades and modifications here are also 50% off. Next up, for another business, all hangars, including their upgrades and modifications, are also 50% off. You can get the ones at LSIA, or I would recommend one at Fort Zancudo. I have this one right here. It's Hangar A2. When it comes to hangars, they're also another insanely amazing active way to make money as a business in GTA, or even passively. Overall, this business lets you source air freight cargo and sell it with no cooldown. You focus on one crate type, whether they're narcotics, medical supplies, or chemicals, to trigger the 70% bonus, or you can alternate two different types for a 35% bonus on each. If you do the land-based source missions and land-based sell missions, you're good to go. Skip time wasting variants by swapping sessions. A full 50 crate warehouse pays about $2.8 million solo, or $4.2 million with the high demand bonus. And the Higgins Helitours business, which we'll talk about. Fort Zancudo, like I said, is probably one of the better locations that you can get for your hangar. Easy cheesy cargo sourcing, and the hangar also doubles as storage and a mod space for all your weaponized aircraft, making it a must-have pickup at 50% off. Again, I'm keeping things short with all these businesses, and I'm probably glossing over some important details, but I'm trying to just hit on the, the Cliffs Notes, the summaries here. I also have a full in-depth guide on this hangar, along with the nightclub, garment factory. I have guides on all these types of businesses so far. I'll have them linked down into my description below, so if you have questions on the nightclub, the hangar, the garment factory, and others that we're going to be talking about, and you're wondering, whoa, slow down, buddy, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm not familiar with this. This is, of course, isn't a business guide. We have so much to talk about, but I will have videos for each of these linked in the description below. You also get a 50% off discount on the Mackenzie Field hangar. Basically, what this hangar is going to do is let you have more hangar space and, space for your air vehicles. You can run side missions for some free roam cash, and you can also speed run the Oscar Guzman prep missions and the Titan Job finale. Overall, the Oscar Guzman Flies Again storyline is a fast-paced mini heist sequence that pays up to $750,000 on hard mode, and it can be completed solo in 45 to 60 minutes with the right vehicles and skips. 100% worth buying. Then we have these three businesses right here. We have the Hands-On Car Wash, Higgins Helitours, as well as the Smoke on the Water Smoke Shop. They're all 50% off. You have to buy the car wash to buy these two after that. The car wash is, I would say, a relatively cheap, super grind-friendly business. It's focused on fast-paced 3 to 5 minute money laundering missions with no cooldown. They pay $35,000 per run. You get a passive wall safe that pulls daily income from every business that you own, plus a hidden 35% payout boost to your Counterfeit Cash Factory. The missions are super simple, they're quick, they're varied. You do have to manage a heat meter by doing one legitimate car wash every few missions. Overall, it's a great low-cost content thing to play, and it gives you solid hourly income, especially when you pair it with the expansions, which would be the Helicopter Tours business and the Smoke Shop. They have comparable $35,000 money laundering missions tied to these businesses themselves, with their own heat reduction mission that you could do. They're all unique for each one of these businesses here, but if you own these, you get a 10% buff for your hangar with the Helicopter Tours business, and a 35% buff to your grass farm with the Smoke on the Water Smoke Shop. Next up, on Dynasty 8, all of the high-end apartments are 50% off, so you can get your 10-car garage and access to all of the original heists in the game, which are still useful for solo players joining randoms, or of course if you have your own crew to run missions with, you're good to go. Of course, all the newer properties and businesses probably overshadow money-making potential of OG apartments, but still, this is a cheap way to add storage to your account, get multiple spawn locations around the map, unlock heist content, and at 50% off, they're mainly a quality of life purchase for extra garages and convenient spawn points in the game. Another really good opportunity you don't want to miss out on is the Terrorbyte and all of its upgrades and modifications, which are also 50% off. These are all the upgrades you could check out. This is another fantastic mobile command center for CEO or MC work. You can launch all business sourcing here, run Page's client jobs, which are $30,000 to $50,000 payout missions, upgrade Mark II weapons on your Oppressor Mark II, and your other weapons all in one place. It's an extremely tanky vehicle. It survives 30 plus rockets, and it also offers additional defenses like a missile lock-on turret, drones, and a full weapon workshop for added functionality here. The main value with the Terrorbyte is convenience. Grinders can start their vehicle cargo sourcing, special cargo, bike tanker supplies, hangar sourcing, and client jobs instantly from anywhere on the map. It's overall a really good quality of life tool in the game at half price, and again, if you own the Garment Factory, you can even install that missile lock-on jammer, the silent running module, and the collectible scanner using the Bureau Tech Mod Center at the Garment Factory. So definitely pick up the Terrorbyte if you can afford it this week. Also on Warstock, we have a ton of other opportunities besides just the Avenger and the Terrorbyte and stuff like that. So let's get into them here. First, the F-160 Raiju is on discount here for an incredible price of just $4 million or $3 million with the trade price. 40% off for this aircraft. The Raiju is one of the strongest, or honestly the strongest all-around jet in the game, combining unmatched top speed, incredible acceleration, super tight handling, great stealth capability, VTOL mobility. It can outrun, outclimb, and outmaneuver almost every other aircraft once you master its vertical thruster tricks, letting you pull insane turns and dodge missiles with ease. The armor matches the Smuggler's Run jets because it can survive 3 homing missiles, and stealth mode does keep you off the radar for ambushes, as well as it makes it easier for you to get away. It has explosive cannons. Yes, they fire slowly and maybe don't have the biggest splash radius, but the sheer speed, mobility, and missile flexibility of this aircraft make it a powerhouse in the free roam as well as using it on missions. Overall, honestly, I would say the Raiju is the best jet in the game and an absolute top tier pickup here for 40% off this week. Next up, the Pegassi Toreador. This is one of the strongest weaponized vehicles in the game at 40% off or $2.5 million. It has excellent durability, super amazing homing missiles, and a good rocket boost that lets you pull off pretty long distance jumps here. The missiles are really good, but they aren't Deluxo tier, but they're still among some of the best in the game. And overall, the Toreador's ability to tank return fire makes it another top tier choice for PvE grinding specifically, as well as some free roam fighting as well if you want to use it for that. Next up, the B-11 Strike Force here. This is another vehicle and aircraft that's on discount for 40% off, $2.28 million. It's decently slow, but it's brutally tough as an attack jet in this game. It's basically the 810 Warthog of GTA Online. It's amazing for ground assault, weaker air-to-air combat-wise, but that's still fine because you can continuously fire its homing missiles. You get a super strong rocket barrage, devastating bombs that you can drop, plus it tanks 5 homing missiles before it blows up. The handling is pretty tight at low speeds as well. It does lack top-end speed, yes, so dogfighting isn't going to be the best, but it can still hold its own. But for PvE as well as attacking ground targets, this is an absolute monster. If you're a money grinder or you just want good free roam defense, this is a good aircraft pickup for you. Cara is on discount this week for 30% off, $1.242 million. You could skip it. The Imponti Deluxo for 40% off, $2.587 million. This is a very, very pricey vehicle, but still one of the most useful weaponized vehicles in the game. Its hover and flight mode lets you spin instantly in place. It gives it a super fast reaction turn of any flying vehicle. Ambushes are really hard to pull on you when you're using this thing. It's slow in terms of raw speed, but it has top tier homing missiles, the same as the Ruiner 2000 missiles, and it's extremely dangerous in a free roam dogfight, and it's perfect for PvE missions as well. Yet again, another must own vehicle if you want something that's versatile, easy to fly, and great in terms of combat. TMO2 Kanjali up next. It's flashy, it's futuristic, it's a light tank that you can get for $1.7 million while it's 40% off this week, and it has pretty insane weapons as a loadout. You get a railgun, grenade launcher, and MG, but it's a massive money sink. It is fully bulletproof, and it's terrifying if you're going up against this thing as a low-level player, but professionals and longtime veteran players alike know that it only has average armor. 8 RPGs will destroy this thing. It has a painfully slow 42-mile-an-hour top speed. It's definitely more of a flex tank than a practical one. It is fun to use with a squad, but it's expensive and pretty limited outside of niche free roam chaos. Karen Technical, you could skip this vehicle even if it is 30% off. And then the last Warstock discount to discuss is the Mammoth Hydra for 40% off. You can get this for $2.4 million or $1.8 million with the trade price. When it comes to this aircraft, it's a classic fan favorite. It's legendary for its explosive autocannons and VTOL mode, but it's definitely showing its age in comparison to the Raiju or even the Pyro nowadays. It still hits strong top speeds. It's got pretty heavy firepower. You can hover for easy aim, but it's got slow acceleration, honestly clunky VTOL handling, total lack of countermeasures, and it's just riskier to use because because the Raiju will just run circles around this thing. Despite all that though, the explosive cannon on this aircraft is still super lethal in the right pilot's hands, and the ability to take off and land almost anywhere does still keep it in the running as a useful vehicle for PvE grinding or even old school dogfighting alike. I wouldn't say it's a must buy anymore, but at 40% off, it's still a solid nostalgia pick, and it's still dangerous when you master how to use this thing. Next, for vehicle discounts, we'll just go section by section here just to make it easier. So we'll start on Legendary Motorsport, the Bravado Banshee GTS. This is a 30% off vehicle this week for $1.4 million. This car is all about top speed. This Banshee GTS becomes the fastest land vehicle in all of GTA Online with the HSW upgrade, reaching a absolutely insane top speed of 172.5 miles an hour. So it's definitely a must to put the HSW mods on here. The Ubermacht Niobe is up next right here. This is a top tier sports car in the game for 30% off or $1.3 million. Super amazing sports class performer with really strong acceleration, high top speed, some of the best all-wheel drive traction I've ever seen, giving it a very race car level of grip as well. That's going to outpace some supercars, especially if you throw HSW mods on this car as well. You can push it up to 160 miles an hour, realistically 159.5 miles an hour, making it one of the most capable and stable sports cars in the game. The Benefactor LM87 is up next for 30% off at $2 million. This is a purebred endurance race car with stupid acceleration, razor sharp handling, excellent stability thanks to its weight and downforce. It's going to shine on tight technical tracks where the grip and precision of this car are going to outperform any faster top speed rival that it has. The straight line speed isn't class leading outside of the PC speed glitch, but the cornering performance on this car makes it one of the strongest circuit racers in the supercars class and category. Definitely worth buying. The Pegassi Ignis is up next. This vehicle actually is 40% off this week, $1.659 million. You get excellent top speed, sharp acceleration, really stable all-wheel drive traction. It's pretty smooth. It stays very planted to the road. The only drawback though is in situations you may find it has lighter downforce than you expect, so your grip is going to be reduced during some cornering when you're going really fast, but overall it's still one of the more stronger and most consistent supercars in the game. Next up, the Dubocci Champion featured here, 40% off, $1.687 million. Performance wise, it's fairly average, but with Imani Tech, it's one of the stronger armed civilian vehicles in the game. It supports a missile lock-on jammer, remote control unit, it has bullet resistant windows, overall pretty good protection in my opinion in the free roam, while still offering solid enough speed and traction. Again, not a top tier racer by any means, but still a good all-rounder armored supercar for grinding and just staying safe in a public session. Next up, the Anis ZR350 right here. Honestly, it's a good stylish tuner with good speed and acceleration. Got a pretty light rear end and kind of weak traction, so it may oversteer a little bit, especially compared to some other options like the Jester RR. Adding a spoiler is going to help, but this is good if you like style and drifting. It's not the most ideal for competitive racing, but it's still just fine at $730,000. Or 40% off. The Invitero Coquette D10 was one vehicle I forgot that was on sale. You can get it for $906,000. It's discounted this week. It is pretty good if you've driven it from a friend's vehicle or you've driven the Pursuit version, the actual police car. It's pretty solid. Nothing exceptional, but it would be worth picking up this week for sure. You can get the Progen Emrys this week on discount as well. This is another incredible car, 30% off for $1.925 million. One of the fastest supercars in the game, razor sharp cornering capability, blistering acceleration. It's the best in the hands of a skilled driver, which, you know, I'm not the best at driving this thing, but it just makes it easy, especially on last gen platforms. This is the best overall race pick, I think. The Vicer Neo is on sale. You can get this for $1.3 million. Skip this one for 30% off. The Overflawed Tyrant you can also get for 30% off this week. Skip it. The Pegassi Tesseract here. This is an interesting one because it's not inherently bad. It's got really high top speed for an electric hypercar, but it's slow to launch, which is bad for an electric vehicle. And it also just feels way too slippery and slidey. So it's not good in the corners, not really good for drag racing. I'd say skip it. The Ocelot XA21, however, oh boy, this thing rocks. This is a traction and handling and grip monster. You get some of the best traction in the game, buttery smooth cornering capabilities, one of the best handling profiles in the super class and category, average top speed, and that's going to keep it from being a top tier pick outside of super technical twisty tracks, but it also has some of the best sounding exhaust notes in the entire game, so I think it's worth it at 30% off. Progen Tyrus up next here, 30% off. This is a car that has incredible grip, high top speed, and strong overall race performance. It'll have a little bit of understeer around tight corners, but you'll be just fine with this thing. I do think it's worth buying at 1.785 million. Lampadati 5000 you can get here on discount. This is, I think, worth a skip. It's 30% off, nothing that impressive. The Lampadati Komoda, on the other hand, though, this is worth it. This is a pretty well-rounded sports sedan with strong acceleration. Top speed is 124 miles an hour. Pretty good braking. It's a pretty versatile pick for racing or just money grinding. It can slide a little bit when you push it hard through a sharp turn, but it's still stable enough. I think it's worth picking up at 30% off. Ubermacht Revolter, this has just been free for the past couple weeks, so get it if you want. Coil Raiden, skip it. Now here on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have this DeClasse Vigoro ZX convertible here, 40% off. Pretty stylish muscle car, I gotta be honest. It's modeled after a modern Camaro. With this car, you can hit 125 miles an hour with your top speed. Tons of torque. That power does come with drawbacks though. It's prone to oversteer, traction loss, and you can even flip this thing if you're driving really aggressively going around a corner. It's super fun in a straight line and just for, you know, general cruising and driving around, but not the most stable or the most competitive for racing. Still worth it though at 40% off or $1.37 million. Next up, the BF Club. You could skip this thing. Same with the Imponte Beater Dukes. Ubermacht Zion Classic, it's a good vehicle, but there's other cars with better value for cheaper. I think you could skip this thing, although I do like older BMWs like this. The Bravado Buffalo STX, though, on the other hand, this is another must-have, in my opinion. One of the best Imani Tech vehicles in the entire game. This is a muscle car that's going to perform like a top-tier sports car, 126 mile an hour top speed, excellent acceleration, incredibly stable high-speed handling. It's also a really good defensive powerhouse. You get armor plating, you can tank 12 homing missiles with this thing, you get front-mounted machine guns and slick proximity mines, and most importantly, you can equip that missile lock-on jammer on here. For grinding, for free roam safety, for all-around versatility, the Bravado Buffalo STX is definitely one of the strongest discounted vehicles that you can get this week. Granger 3600 LX for discount. It's a good SUV. I mean, good in the sense of like, it's not terrible at 30% off and over $1 million, but there's also nothing exceptional about it. You could skip it. And then on Elitist Travel, you get the Swift Deluxe here. This helicopter is insanely expensive, but you can get it for 40% off this week at $3 million. It's the ultimate flex helicopter because it's solid gold. That's also going to make it slightly slower compared to the normal Swift that you can get here in game. Then you get the normal Luxury here, just a pure luxury jet. What you see is what you get. You don't need it. This was a lot to talk about today, so thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be wrapping everything up right here. Drop a like if you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Consider checking me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv for more GTA Online money grinding live streams. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new GTA 5 Online video. Adios, amigos.